Hello guys, so the G20 summit, it is happening live now, and the G20 has become officially G21. Okay, so one new member has been added. You have been seeing like recently BRICS also was expanded, and we taught you all those things. So almost everything was covered, and this was expected also, and it was announced much earlier that this will happen, and it has officially happened now. Okay, so if you have not a regular viewer of VYSHIANS, maybe you will not be knowing. So I will teach you the basics. Okay, so in this interesting thing is that in the live when India was sitting, like Modi was sitting, the nameplate was written Bharat. Okay, it is not India, it is written Bharat. So that speculations like and rumors which are spreading that India that is Bharat or India will be replaced with Bharat and all. So September 18, a special session is there, and there I'm sure that they're not going to tell like it is going to replace, but they are surely going to promote the name Bharat more in the coming days. Okay, everywhere it will be written Bharat going forward in all the international visits and delegations and all. And G20 summit now, the world leaders, okay, all the world leaders have been invited. I think China and Russia did not come, but they all have been invited, including many leaders within India also. And a huge event it is, and huge event, where it is happening. It is happening in that Bharat Mandap, which is like one of the biggest facilities to show the this facilities of India, because when this much world leaders are coming, they should see the best infrastructure only. So this was created with a lot of like thousands of crores of rupees, and the big Nataraj statue also you can see, that is I think biggest in the country also, 27 feet tall Nataraja statue. So it's fully, meaning thousands of crores are spent, and many people ask like, is it worth spending this much money for such a summit and all? These are the same people who ask like, is it worth spending thousands of dollars on Chandrayaan mission and all? Okay, so that people you can just ignore. Okay, these things and all, long term we are going to get a lot of returns and benefits, and including the new member which got added now, that is a win for India also, that I'll show you when who got the membership. And children all were making these kind of welcome posters, not just for Joe Biden America, also for all the world leaders, like this welcome to India and welcome to Delhi. I think most of the schools and central government offices all has been given holiday also, because it's not only the event, it is the security of them, because it's the world leaders, right? 20 big countries representatives, including IMF and World Bank leaders, everybody are there. So their entire security, everything, safety, the environment should be clean, safe, everything should be taken care. Okay, so that has been done, and one by one you would have seen the videos of delegates coming in. This is the IMF chief trying to dance to that folk song, which was like as a welcome note. There is a folk dance which was happening in the gates of that Bharat Mandap, and everyone will see that and then only enter. Okay, our Indian representatives will take them inside. So this yesterday onward, these videos has been resurfacing when one by one the delegates started coming right from the airport when they are arriving. And you can see Joe Biden also came. He actually has a lot of health issues. He's very old, the age. Okay, and there was news coming up that because of health issues he even might leave the presidency also, and the vice president may take over. That news have come. Still, if he has come to India at this in this health issues and all, you can imagine how important India is to USA now. Okay, else they could have skipped it, like China has skipped it, Russia has skipped it. He could have skipped it and or send somebody else as a thing, but he came himself despite his health issues. Shows the importance of India in the world stage now. Okay, nobody can stay without India now. It is the Indian century, and that is not just a dialogue we are simply telling. It is the truth. Everybody needs India, including the African countries and the USA, Russia, China, whoever it is, they need India now. Okay, you can see the Delhi police has been like, whatever happens, the police cannot sleep. They have to round the clock look the security, and through the waterways and through Yamuna, they are all doing the patrolling activity and checking like everything is safe. Okay, the cleanliness also, separate teams are allocated for that, and then Delhi would be completely beautified for this. Okay, so like this, hopefully everywhere our Swachh Bharat thing and all goes, and everywhere it permanently stays clean, and not only when such event happens. Okay, so some points, if you see the 18th G20 summit, it is okay, annual summit, it happens. All G20 things we have already explained. So 18th G20 summit, Bharat Mandap is that name of the convention center which we built specifically for this, and in future for our big events, because we are expecting that more and more bigger events will happen in India. Okay, in the coming days, very big things are going to happen now. So September 9 and 10, it is live. You should also watch. I was watching it live, and that's why when this update came, I thought I'll make a video. So after this complete thing happens, there will be a declaration, a Delhi declaration will be announced, in which all the points will be there. That in tomorrow's or day after tomorrow's editorial it will come, and then we will discuss that in detail. Okay, and President will be hosting a G20 dinner. This only the invite. First we saw that Bharat word, and then it became a controversy last week. So in that, it's not only the world leaders, more than 170 guests are there, including Manmohan Singh, Prime Minister Minister will be there, HD Devagowda, and various other chief ministers of the states. All these people are invited. Okay, so it's a very big event, and so the big development is now that G20 is now G21. Okay, so that, see, you can see that person, representative is being welcomed by Modi, because Modi is the chair, and we had expected this. That is why we made this. If you see these gold content which I tell, the G20 summit and G20 members, we explained on August 30. It's time for Africa, and complete African thing I explained you, because Africa questions are coming back to back in your exams, and Africa is getting representation more and more in all the world bodies now. Okay, in BRICS also you saw Ethiopia and Egypt getting the membership. Okay, so Bharat Mandap on August 3, this at Africa on August 25, and G20 on August 30, we have already covered. Okay. So I hope you have seen all these episodes, else please go and watch. If you see like this, I told it's not Indian administrative exam, it looks like African administrative exam. The 2023 prelims had 7-8 questions directly on Africa. Okay, so I'm not repeating all this. This is already covered in those episodes. These episodes which I showed you here, it's already covered. Simply go to my editorial playlist and watch all this today itself. Okay, a lot of direct questions will come in this mains, which is happening this month, and also the next year's prelims and mains. Okay, and again G20 also back to back. If you see 2020, 22, 23, every year, including the members of G20, we had taught you, and that came directly in the exam. Okay, so this, if you see the members, okay, the members are these 20 countries, and one interesting thing you can see here is that Africa doesn't have representation. Okay, only South Africa is the country which is having representation in the full G20, meaning in the world map, if you take this much big continent, it is Africa. In that very small one, South Africa has representation. Other all continents have more than 1 or 2 countries. Okay. So that also I'll show you one more time, repetition I'll do. And another thing which Modi was going on stressing is the north-south divide. Okay, north-south divide is, if you see that green color, whatever is there, it's all considered the south, and the other red color is the north. If you see, Australia is also considered north. Okay, so they are not looking the hemisphere north and south. They are telling the developed versus non-developed kind of people. Okay, the north think that they are the only developed people, they only deserve everywhere like seats in the UN and everything and all, and others are considered south. Okay, so that we are trying to change now. India and Africa needs to come in the forefront. This north-south divide and all should not be there. We all are representing, and we should, like, this much population is here, so we should obviously get representation in world level decisions, right? So Africa, if you see this much big thing, and only South Africa has a thing in BRICS, and then after that we added now Egypt and Ethiopia, we added in BRICS at least, and now what we did in G20 is, instead of picking one, we choose the entire one. Okay, there is a big body called African Union. This full thing is called African Union. 55 member states together, they have a group. Like we have SAARC here of South Asia. They have a 55 member body called African Union. Like we have European Union and all. That fully is given membership. So African Union together is the 21st member of G20. So now it is G21. Okay, the size of Africa, you can see, it can fit the size of USA, China, India, Peru, Italy. All the big countries will fit inside. That much big country, continent is Africa. And it is like very late that we are giving representation. And that too, why? Now, because India came to the presidency, we have initiated it. So we will get the goodwill of these members also. Now all the Africa people will be very happy and supporting to India. We will do more and more trade in the coming years, and the Chinese inclination which they had, that will slowly shift to India. Okay, so these are all good things. If you see, September 99, there was a SIRTE declaration, which again prelims question can come. A SIRTE declaration in Libya, where they announced the first time that this thing will happen. Okay, before that discussions are there, I will show you the full static timeline today, which I did not discuss in the previous episode. African Union is a 55 member state body. That you know, 1963, an Organization of African Unity was formed. Okay, Organization of African Unity. 1980, a Lagos Plan of Action was adopted by this Organization of African Unity, where they told we should minimize the reliance on the West. Okay, and then they were slowly going towards China that time, because India that time is not ready to be a very big trade partner and all. So they shifted to China in the 1980s. 1999, that SIRTE declaration happened in Libya, announcing this African Union, meaning that Organization of African Unity got replaced with African Union by the 2002. Okay, 99 they announced, and by 2002 it got replaced. And now if you see, it's 21 years now. After 2002, it is exactly 21 years, and exactly after 21 years, they are becoming the 21st member of G20. Okay, so that is the very good thing for their news captions and headlines and all. For African newspapers, they'll have a good headline. Okay, 21st year of African Union added as the 21st member of G20. Okay, so now they after that did many things, as I told, permanent mission in Beijing they did, which hopefully in India also now soon they will do. Then 10 years, some declaration of women empowerment. These are all achievements or things which they did in the last 20 years. Okay, and then again trade related very important thing they did, African Continental Free Trade Area, okay, which was set up by the African Continental Free Trade Agreement, okay, AFTCA agreement, which was adopted in 2018 in Kigali, okay, 2012 or 15 onwards and all they're discussing, but 2018 it adopted, and 2019 it entered into force, where it's same like European Union, a single market where goods and services, free movement of people, free movement of trade, accelerating and making a customs union, Continental Customs Union and African Customs Union. I told you yesterday also, whenever two countries first do a trade, first they will have a free trade agreement, FTA, then it will be PTA, preferential trade agreement, then there will be this CEPA, okay, Comprehensive Economic Partnership Agreement. Then like that, many small steps are then finally they'll become a union, customs union. So this, they have made a full customs union where free trade will happen. They were not very successful in the last 20 years, but now because they became a G20 member also, they are going to get more and more trade. So all these initiatives they want, non-tariff barriers, supply chain problems, dispute settlement, boost African trade up to $35 billion, then attract investment for their infrastructure, then create more and more jobs, like this, many things. India, yesterday I think in Nigeria or something, we have already announced around 1 lakh crore investment or something, a very big number which you cannot even count the number of zeros. That much $1 billion investment India has already announced. Okay, Nigeria is a oil rich country also, so India will not simply go and invest somewhere. So a very big developments you will see in the next 6 months. Very big developments between India and Africa will come, and all these things I'll teach you anyway, and in the exam it is expected. Okay, the questions can come. You can see this when it was going live, I took screenshots from the news channels. Okay, that's why it's not very clear. So like this, he was welcoming the representative of African Union. They had kept that nameplate on already. If you see, the African Union nameplate was ready. One chair was allocated for African Union to sit. So it was decided, like you can see here, the nameplate and also the nameplate and flag, these both were immediately like brought and placed there, and the chair was allocated. He came and sat there, so everything was pre-decided. Okay, so they approved it finally, and it's a good thing that BRICS expansion also we saw, where the countries were getting added. Okay, like you could have seen, like the initial BRICS, where it is, initial BRICS is in this Brazil, and then Russia, India, China and South Africa, BRICS. So Africa had again a small representation. Asia has huge representation. In South America, there is a big Brazil. So they added again what they added. In each of the continents, they added one extra country. Like here they added Argentina. And then here they added 2 extra countries. Here 1, here 2, and here 3. Okay, they added 1 here and 2 is here Egypt and Ethiopia. And in this Asian continent, they added 3 new countries, which are all in the Middle East area. That is this Saudi, biggest country, and then here Iran, another big country, and then in the small one, UAE. Okay, SUI. So this is the 5+6 BRICS countries, which is new. So Africa got more representation, and G20. It was expected that when India comes to this G20 presidency, it will obviously get it. Okay, so again G20, you can see it has like all the 3 countries, like USA and this is Canada, the USA and the Mexico. These 3 are there here. Okay, actually it's here order. Okay, 1, 2, 3, then Europe 4 countries, and then Asia 8 countries. Okay, Australia also 1 country. This if you remember the map, then it's easy to fill G20. Okay, 1 country in Australia, 1 country in Africa, 2 countries in South America, 3 countries in North America, and then 4 countries in Europe, 8 countries in Asia. So if you know these, then it's very easy. Like here 3, all the 3. Okay, USA, Canada and Mexico. And here same Brazil and Argentina. So they are both there in G20 also, and they are there in the BRICS also now. And in Africa, only South Africa. Okay, and then in Europe, we have like north, south, east, west. If you take, UK is there in the north, Italy is there in the south, and then France is there in the west, and Germany is there in the east. So like that 4 countries. Then here again in Asia, write all the famous countries you know. Okay, like Russia, China, India, Japan, South Korea. Okay, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Then again Saudi, 6, Indonesia 7. Okay, and 1 more will be there. And here Australia is 1. So total around 18-19 countries will be there, and then European Union. Okay, European Union as a whole, this block was there. So that is how it was, 19 countries. And then this African Union is now added. This full African Union is now added as the 21st member. So G20 is now G21. Okay, G20 is now G21. Okay, Asia may be 1 country I missed. Tell me in comment section which is that country, or in the upcoming slides anyway we'll see that. Okay. So now here the trick to remember this thing was Guruji Sita ab SSC FCI mein काम करती है, something like one Hindi sentence if you remember. Okay, so that same will apply now also, except that one A you have to add at the last, and A is African Union, which got added now. Okay, so it is like this Guruji is this Germany, USA, Russia, UK, Japan and Italy. Then this Sita is Saudi Arabia, Indonesia, Turkey. Yeah, Turkey is that extra country from Asia. Okay, Turkey and Australia, and then Argentina and Brazil. Then after that, SSE is South Africa, South Korea and Canada. And then FCI is France, China and India. ME is Mexico and European Union. And now a new country is added in 2023, African Union. Now if multiple more countries gets added, we'll change the trick. Okay, overall trick will change, because we cannot keep adding letters at the end. We have to make some other mnemonic. As of now, because only one thing, just make an extra A in that same trick which we taught you. Okay, so in the map again, try to do that wherever it is, and finally it will look something like this. Okay, when you fill up the map, it will be like, if you see here, one country here, one country here, two country here, three countries here, four countries here, and 8 countries here. This is the total 1 plus 1, 2, 4, 7, 11 and 19 countries, plus 1 European Union and 1 African Union. So total 21 countries. This is the G21, and you should never forget this. A Vyshia student should never forget. Like this, there is G7, G4, G10, G77. Okay, G77 is not important, but G4, G7, G10 you should know. And that is why I told, go and watch my episode where I did, I think August 30th episode where we discussed that. Okay. So August 30 and August 25, there I have discussed the static part of G20 also. What is a Sherpa track? What is a finance track? What is a C20, B20, L20, like that, many things are there. Then again, many things which is related to G20, the history of it I have explained there. Okay, and in Africa also, it's not only African Union. There is this ECOWAS, which has this West African countries group. Okay, so those countries, which are those countries and where is their headquarters, like in Nigeria, this kind of basic things you should know about the West African states ECOWAS, which all is explained in that video. Okay, then South African Customs Union, meaning in the south area, these 5 countries in which that Swaziland and Lesotho both are inside South Africa, the small tiny dots, okay, inside South Africa, and they also were established in 1910, and they also are for trade relation. Okay, and headquarters is in Namibia's capital. Okay, Namibia's capital, which is this one, Windhoek. Okay, 5 countries, and this Swaziland's new name is now this one. Okay, Eswatini. Okay, same like now India want to become Bharat. They also, many countries have changed their name. Its name change is not a big thing. Sahara Desert countries, which are the countries which pass through Sahara Desert. Then which are the countries which pass through this Sahel region. Okay, Sahel is a transition region between Sahara Desert and the Savannah Forest. Okay, here Sahara Desert, here Savannah Forest. In between there is a Sahel region. Okay, a transition region. So that way, everything about Africa you are supposed to study, because it comes in prelims also, GS1 mains also, GS2 international relation also, GS3 when it comes to economy also, everywhere, trade, everywhere it comes. Okay, so it's very important content for you. And also the 3 lines, Tropic of Cancer, Tropic of Capricorn, Equator, all the 3 passes through Africa. So which are the countries which pass through that line, that also you have to see. But that's why I'm telling, please watch Vyshya's videos daily. You will get all the information what is needed. Okay, and again go and watch the live today, what is happening now. Many information you will get. I will anyway watch and teach you, but you also, if you do, that is how it shows the passion towards the country, because we are hosting one of the biggest event in the history of India. So you should be watching it. Okay, you should be same like you saw Chandrayaan live, this and all you should see live. Okay, because the world leaders are in India, we are the ones hosting them. Okay, so watch that. I will do more videos, so please watch all the needed things. I'll wind up. Thank you and have a nice day.